thing, Scott, that I thought you could touch on, you sort of referenced this earlier, but what about the situational judgment tests and how those, there was a lot of excitement when they first came on the scene, and what are your thoughts around them now?
Well, I do not see any way that you can write a situational judgment test that is not biased. And I've gone on record about that many times. And situational judgment tests were designed to reduce bias. And anytime you create a test in which you've got a lot of language in it, a lot of words, well, you better watch out, right? And then these words are specific to a situation in a job. Oh my, right? There's strike number two. Well, what if you've never been in the job? You could do it, but you have no idea about the situation. And then you ask people to answer them in such a way that, oh, most anybody can. What's the best thing you could do? What's the worst thing you could do? Well, I have no idea. I've never even seen this situation before. I could do it if you taught me. I have the potential to do the things that are required on the job, but you're asking me to do all of this reading and then make decisions that humans are not very good at all. And it is just, I don't know. I think that it was a mean response to a problem that needed to be solved. And perhaps the folks that came up with it were well-intentioned, but I have yet to see one that was not inherently biased. Yeah. And we can predict all of the things that the situational judgment test does with ability tests and personality tests that get at the basic constructs that are driving what's going on in a situational judgment test. And those are simpler methods, and methods that we know that we can keep the bias out of. It's like these video interviews or anything like that, and virtual kinds of things. Well, oh my gosh, we have no idea what all's going on in there, but there's a lot, right? There are a lot of factors going on in a simulation. And how to keep the bias out of all of that, I suppose it's possible, but why go with a really complex solution whenever you can solve the same problem with a much simpler solution that is actually more predictive than the more complex solution? And we're not trying to entertain job applicants. I'm sorry, but that's just not true. When somebody is seriously looking for a job, they typically don't want to be entertained by some game. It gives them the totally wrong idea from day one. No, this is work. This is going to be a job. You're going to go there and work. This is a serious matter. You're applying for a job. We want to know some things about you that will be easy for you to respond to. It's going to be fair. It's going to be unbiased. And it will tell us how well you fit the job and why, and what we can help you to do to succeed. So the more elegance in science is simplicity, right? And the more elegant the solution, the better off we are, especially when we're trying to control something as complex as bias.